Bam, we're live. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you guys. Greg Glassman coming on this morning. Trump speaking at Davos this morning, World Economic Forum. World Economic Forum is that absolutely filthy rich organization funded by the rich housewives of billionaire tech guys. Their famous line is, you'll have nothing and you'll love it. You got Klaus Schwab's right-hand man over there who wants to put the chips in people's brains and make them half robot, half human. The future looks fun. Good morning, Fergie. It's a great talk Trump is giving. Very, very candid. I was checking out the live chat from the. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's crazy. There's clearly organized groups in the chat because they'll all start posting the same thing. It's pretty wild. I saw it when I left. There were 35,000 people watching. Oh, it's all over. So it's spread all over. It's not just the WEF YouTube channel showing it. He's saying Trump's saying some funny shit.
We actually took care of the needs of NATO for years and years, which I felt was always unfair. So I got NATO to pay because they're rich countries. But
he stood up and spoke for I don't know an hour, and now it looks like he's sitting down doing an interview. I don't know what he's doing. Scott Bessett nuke Newsom. Yesterday was that yesterday? Yeah, the Davos guys must be tripping. They must trip when he comes there. It's funny because my take is usually when I hear politicians speak, they don't actually say anything. It's a bunch of fluff and they don't ever drill down. It's just like, hey, we're going to end homelessness and we're giving $25 billion to it, or we're going to end AIDS in Africa and we're giving $10 billion to it. But when Trump speaks, he's actually telling you what he's going to do. He gets into the minutia, and it obviously gives more ammo for his enemies. But I prefer it. Have you seen the Welsh health ambassador? No, but I think Jake. You know what? I saw that there was a 23-year-old Muslim lady who's a health ambassador for the UK. But then I looked it up, how many health ambassadors the UK has, and they have is that the one you're talking about? The obese Muslim chick? I mean, crazy obese. Like she's pushing 400. She got like her head is even fat. And she's 23 years old, but I think the UK has 5,500 health ambassadors. And I was looking, the position pays £30,000 a year, which it said was 20% over the national average for income. Good morning, Pat. Yeah, he tells you what he's going to do, but he never actually does it. You mean like close the border, lower gas prices? I mean, stuff like that. He did. What do you mean? He did bring inflation down. What are you talking about? He's the greatest bullshit artist. I disagree. Maybe I agree with that too. Great bullshit artist too. I agree with that. Yeah, it's for a tiny part of the country in the UK, but still, that ain't health. Yeah, I don't know what I was trying to give her some leeway. It's a wild photo. Let me see if I can pull it up. Health ambassador. Maybe she's supposed to be accessible. I don't know. Oh yeah, that's funny. I just typed in health ambassador and it automatically populates from Wales. Yeah, it's pretty fine. It's funny when I do searches, Facebook dominates the searches. Why is that? Facebook and TikTok, and I don't use either of those platforms. Oh yeah, here she is. Check her out. Good morning, Greg.
Sir.
We were just going to take a look at one of the United Kingdom's health ambassadors. Maybe they chose her so people could relate to her. 23-year-old health ambassador out of the United Kingdom. They got. I looked it up. They got 5,500 of these health ambassadors. That's pretty wild, right? Her cheeks are as big as my buttocks.
Who is from an ethnic minority background, some communities it's actually taboo to, and it's quite a topic to talk about. So if you're not being able to learn about these things through the medium of school, then where do you learn? And I wish when I was in school we were, they teach us in Welsh back about, how to apply for a bank account and how to, get a job.
My goodness. You see Trump made his the trip out to Switzerland?
Yeah, I was watching him this morning. He inspired me to do a little calculating.
Oh, okay.
So I was, and it was surprised at how much arm wrestling it took to go, no. Like, what's the most number of states you could cram into Greenland? I know it's 3 times the size of Texas, 8 times the size of California.
It's 8 times the size of California?
Something like that, dude. It's 47% larger than Alaska.
Wow. Oh, wow. I had no idea.
It's the world's largest island. So is it bigger than Australia? Or is that a continent? It doesn't count. So anyways, it's 26 states. If you start with a smaller states, you get 26 in them before you'd be full.
Wow. And it's got 30,000 people living on it?
Yeah, it was a 30 or 50. I don't know. What's it matter?
Small, though. Hey, I saw a video. What's interesting is it looks like all the indigenous people are dying for Trump to take over. I didn't even know Greenland had indigenous people.
What do you think? What do you think?
Right, 56 to 57,000.
What do you think Russia and China's interest is in it? And it's extensive.
Gas, positioning, minerals, energy. What were you going to say?
Positioning as in?
Just where it is in proximity to the United States. And maybe other energy sources. Missiles, firing missiles at us.
Yeah. And what about the missiles?
If you put missiles there, you're much closer to the United States. Well, maybe not versus, I guess
you do horribly close. And what do you have in your advantage?
Flying over Canada? I don't know.
Earth rotation.
Oh.
What does it shorten the time from Moscow? Removes about what, 75% of the fucking time it would take? Now you can get submarines closer, but I think everyone knows that we'd see and sink.
And then they'd be flanking us on both sides then, because they got this. Obviously, they're right next to Alaska. Did you hear what he said about it? He referred to it as a piece of ice. We want that piece of ice, and you can either. You heard that this morning?
Yeah.
And he said you can either give it to us, or we can be very unhappy. What do you think happens? How do you think that plays out?
I think he gets it.
Why don't they just trade it for a few of those Venezuelan tankers we captured?
No, they'll. If he offers to everyone living there, if he offers $1.5 million to every man, woman, and child,
yeah,
you could quickly raise an army of that 50,000 people who'd be ready to slaughter anyone Danish that came over there.
Yeah, why don't they do that?
He's just gonna buy it from the locals, and then Denmark becomes a colonial hostility. because you're keeping me from my dollars. Right?
No, I don't understand that. What do you, oh, yes, yes, yes,
Man,
yes,
woman, and child
yes.
that fucking has residence there, $1.5 million. And now, and Denmark's going, nope, they can't take it. And people there are like, excuse me? I got 6 family members. That's $9 million.
Yeah.
It's 40 lives earnings or something.
Yeah. Average income in Greenland. The average income there is $40,000 US. Oh, $40,000 US.
Look at what we paid to get Long Island.
Wow. Listen to this really quick before we go there. The average income in Greenland was $57,000 in 2021. In 2022, it was $40,000. So they're not even doing good there. What does that end up being? $1 million. What did you say? $1.5 million for each?
Yeah, give them 1.5.
To $1,500,000 times 57,000. 855. No, 8,500,000,000. Oh no, maybe it's more than that. It's $85 billion. That's about the fraud in Minnesota.
And I want you to consider again what the local sentiments would be if it was Denmark that was keeping them from the Trump plan. How many people in your family, Sebi?
I don't know, 20.
Yeah, okay, that's a lot. That's a lot of little Eskimos, but.
Oh, just in my three. I have the 5 of us. Me, my wife, my 3 kids. Okay. Yeah.
So you $7.5 million.
Yeah.
To hoist a different flag.
And get the world's largest economy behind you. And the investment there is going to be massive. Massive. I bet your income's double there.
I'd give every man, woman, and child $100,000. Tell them, but you can get 1.5. You just got to agitate.
That sounds like the Dems plan.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm learning. No, it's purchasable. It's purchasable. And here's the imperative. At the point that we see here's Fox is doing ICBM bases, making the point I'm making. At the point that we see and ignore any kind of development at all there by Russia or China, we could be in a really nasty position in terms of what we have to do to fix that and taking it from Denmark. It'd be nice to work all those bugs out now.
Jake brings up a good point. It's half the price of Twitter.
I thought of that.
Or double the price of Twitter.
It's a bargain.
Its GDP in 2023 was $3 billion. What do people do there for money? What's going on there?
What Trump's doing is kind of like adding a new piece to the chessboard, or more squares on the chessboard. The potential significance of that place has not been really appreciated. It felt somehow off limits. China and Russia will harbor no such sentiments.
Sevi, you're missing the point. It's not for sale. No, I don't think I'm missing that point at all. I think the point is if you give someone $1.5 million, they'll be more than happy to sell their piece of land. This is going to be no surprise to you. The biggest employer in Greenland.
Sebi, I don't require anyone to sell any land. everyone gets the 1.5 extra large each, and you just fly a different flag. You still live in your fucking igloo or your hut or your mansion.
Right.
Changes. That's just money in the bank. We'll wire it to you. My wonderful secretary of the treasury will send it to you. And I think that tips the scale. And now Denmark has to have a concern that exceeds that of the people that live there.
Mm.
How do you justify that?
What if you just start putting them on the dole? Just start sending every resident there a check for $2,500 a month.
Everyone in the United States would rather be French. What would happen?
We would vote that in.
We would be French.
Yeah.
If everyone wanted it.
Yeah.
New system. We're all French now. Yay! We'd have a whole fucking celebration. Now that's not going to happen, but no one can afford for it to happen. But in this instance, you can. And so that's not for sale. Yeah, you know.
Why would they be against it? Other than like, why would they be against it?
I don't know. They've had wars with their neighbors, uncountable wars with their neighbors over Greenland and Iceland. And so there's some pride and there's history. And
is that all it is? Pride in history? Like why would Denmark want to hold on to Greenland? Do you know the largest employer in Greenland? This is not going to surprise you at all. Is the government? It's a welfare state. It's completely a welfare state. It's just subsidized. Or how many government employee Greenland? I'm guessing it's just like a less severe Arctic outpost. Holy shit, 40% of the people in Greenland work for the government. It's not a sustainable place.
Sounds like we're about to buy the world's largest reservation.
Yeah. Yeah. Study estimates that East Greenland alone area could hold around 31.4 billion barrels of oil and gas. 147 trillion cubic feet of gas in the west side of Greenland. Yeah, it's a big energy move.
We could take that. I don't think so.
No? You think it's just purely strategic?
Ballistic missiles.
That's it.
About the throw distance.
Don't you think development there would be huge? Did you hear the theory about AI that there's so much hydro?
Yeah, we would get the oil. We could build them like thousands of casinos.
I heard a theory that
look. Do you know what that looks like?
Casinos with no one going to them.
Indigenous people with a casino and what the rest of life looks like in the surrounding area.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that to it.
I wonder if gambling is legal there. They were saying that there's plenty of ability for hydroelectric energy there. There's just tons of water there flowing, and you could build massive AI factories there where heating is 30 to 40% of cost to keep AI plants cool. And that it would just become a massive world hub for AI plants. Huge computer processing hubs. No, you don't think so?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and then it's cold there, so it's easy to keep it cool.
First thing we have to do is make sure there's no Chinese or Russians there.
Yeah,
that's the first thing. We can't have China building a fish processing facility there.
because it won't actually be a
turn into a short-range ballistic missile storage center with fishing boats.
How about U.S. had 20 military bases there in the 50s and 60s? Denmark did not force them away. U.S. closed them on their own selection. Well, now there's only 200 U.S. military personnel stationed in Greenland. Primarily the Space Force.
We thought we were going to be in some kind of a bombing war with Russia.
And then the threat went away, and now it's back.
Yeah, the ICBM game kind of changed that, and the submarines kind of change all of that for us. But the thing you can't allow on the chessboard is that fucking queen behind you last rank there. I mean, it's a horrible thing strategically to have short range. Hell, you could do strategic and tactical nukes from there. It's too close.
Someone in the comments was saying that the Russians have their main nuclear substation right off the coast of Finland.
I think I'd heard that too.
They got a little Hawaii, Jan Mayen, out there in the Norwegian Sea.
I saw a telling of an encounter of American and Chinese submarines. And the submarines were so fucking noisy, theirs, that it was a crazy mismatch.
And where was that? In the Pacific?
Yeah. There's a little tense standoff, and we ended up inserting just an enormous amount of submarine wrecking firepower in front of this noisy fucking sub that was shadowing the fleet, thinking it wasn't being watched. All of a sudden, the whole thing turned around on it. And we got to hear in Chinese, we got to get the fuck out of here now. They were about to get sunk.
That's crazy that in the vast ocean, two subs would be in the same area. I guess they're strategic points.
If they're noisy enough, we don't they get anywhere close. You're seeing them. You're coming after them. Hey, there was a Soviet submarine, a Russian sub, flanking that oil tanker flying Russian flags that we boarded and took. We knew the submarine was there. We knew which sub it was. And I'm telling you, if it had done anything, it would have gone to the bottom of the ocean in a heartbeat.
They have all the subs, you think, in the fleet, like, or a lot of them identified just by their sound signature of their propellers?
Let me tell you this: target identification on aircraft in the 80s included, with like millimeter wave technology, including the capacity to develop unique signatures in a group of MiGs. So you could get 5 of them, and then they could get in a column and break out, and that's the first one, the second, the third. Unique signature that and part of that was due to the shitty build. They make a lot of junk. It's all like my Ural,
Oh man. Oh
yeah,
man.
It's fun, but it's a trip.
Yeah. We hem that sub in with air and sea presence.
Yes.
Except for the Swedish sub, U.S. could not see or track it. Okay, thank you.
No. Don't confuse that with the Swedes tipped us off as to where it was. we're only able to track them when it matters.
Did anyone think we would get to the point where men are allowed to use women's locker rooms in all the major colleges? No, I never thought we would get there. Did you ever think we would ever get to where we're forcefully taking other nations' land for oil? And I'll sit here being okay with it. This is Saddam taking Kuwait crazy days. No. That is not what's happening.
It fit your model. You could also, you know what? Someone else, one of your liberal buddies, Pat, is going to tell you that we're just doing it. This is the continued white man's hate for the indigenous North American people. It's the same thing that's always been done. We're just trying to fuck up Indians. Be they Inuit, be they Chumash, be they original settlers, call them whatever it's the same thing. You could, there's your lens. Use that liberal lens to gain insights. Here's where you're missing. You don't have the force of mind to recognize the intent and the capacity of the Chinese and the Russians. Hate to sound like a broken record, setting up peaceful facilities on that piece of land. Given the way the world spins and how close we are, we can't have that. And so what you have to ask yourselves is, would they do it? And to say no makes you we're back to kind of being dumb again, you know? And you can throw in oil and snow cones and all the other shit you think, free refrigeration for chip manufacturing. Sure, why not? But I don't think that explains it enough. Now, if you think there's oil there, would the Russians or the Chinese come and take it? Only if, considering the thought is we'd do nothing. And Pat, I think you'd do nothing. And that's not really the kind of guy we got in charge now. This isn't Mom or Aunt Helen. It's like Dad's home. And there are things that are obvious threats, and he's just not having it. And he makes a clumsy case for it. But you know what? You have to be clumsy thinking to not understand it. He makes a tiresome and even funny case for some things exceedingly important that no one else seems to be able to make a case for on any front, except within the kind of shit I read.
You're referencing Trump.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like if there's something I was promoting, I'd rather he not endorse it. But you know what? But that's it. Look, that's to confuse the medium or the style for the message is to not really be putting your adult hat on. Can there be a beautifully written speech that's promoting something that's wrong, something that's just abhorrent?
Global warming.
I think so. Can an essential idea be stated clumsily? Sure. Especially things really important to you, like for instance, it's like my wanting to bring a gun to the debate on free speech in case we lose. It's the things most important to us we often have trouble articulating. Why don't you want to goose step and live in poverty? I don't know how much interest I have in explaining that.
You referred to his speak maybe as clumsy, but what I see he does, and maybe it is clumsy, and it's a little bit rough shot, but he actually says things that he's going to do instead of speaking in abstractions or making presuppositions. Meaning, someone will present, Obama will present, hey, there's global warming and we have to do all of this stuff, and it's just built on the back of this presupposition that the Earth's going to end in 12 years if we don't stop burning coal, and we're going to invest billions and billions of dollars into clean energy, and people are like, yay. Whereas I feel with Trump, there aren't those abstractions. There's clarity. And that's what makes him so open to attack, because he's so poignant and he says exactly what he's going to do, and he drills down to some objectively doable things that we can all grasp. He gets attacked for it. It makes him an easy target.
I think the same message should be delivered in probably a 20th to a 50th of the amount of airtime and words jabbered. I think he's the most inarticulate person on all of television, on any channel at any time. But I also think he's expressing a dire, vital message that others are not, and he speaks it to Joe Rogan listeners. They hear it. They're not going to read commentary. They're not going to read National Review. They're not going to read books. The guys behind him are really fucking sharp,
right?
And they're articulate, but they don't have audience. And so, in this Facebook become Instagram, become TikTok world, this fucking guy is getting through. And if it comes off like an air raid siren, maybe that's what has to be.
Joseph Ramirez, Pat, I was at that one military base they have out there for 16 months. Oh, out in Greenland, Joseph? Yeah, Denmark can't afford it. That's why they haven't. Oh, they haven't what? The reality is this: the Dems allowed the U.S. to get pushed around and compromised for years in order to survive. These actions are necessary.
It'd be hard to argue with.
It's amazing how much we were pushed around, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's every generation has a little bit different story as to what its complicity is, or each leader.
Please address that Denmark has said we can put as many U.S. military bases out there as we want. If it's all about the military, they've given us what we want. Yet that's not enough. I don't think he wants to deal with the red tape.
No, I think that's a healthy point. Suppose we found out he's only doing it for the oil. Imagine what my adult response to that reality would be. What would it be? Remember, we're still just trying to win. We're still trying to play chess.
Yeah.
He did it for the oil. Okay, here's what I'd say. Nice move, but what you're not seeing, knucklehead, is that you had to occupy that space to keep the queen from getting there. Now, you did it because you thought, and then make up any reason in the world. And I'm telling you, it's still a good move because of the strategic realities of what's in front of us. So, Pat, he's doing it for the oil. Okay, keep imagining that. Let's even pretend like it's true. Here's my response. Great, go get the oil and make sure there's no Chinese or Russians around. They can't do anything that looks like mining. They can't do anything with large ships. They can't build any deep water ports. I got a whole list of shit I don't want them doing because it'll turn into short-range strategic and short-range tactical nuclear weapons. And why do I say that? We would do it. Knucklehead, we would do it. If there's some giant ice cube that was the Earth's rotation, throw an hour off the fucking Beijing, we would do it. I can't believe that it's probably too late, but we should have given Taiwan nukes. They're building the microelectronics for our smallest nuclear weapons. They build the critical pieces. The micro miniaturization that makes for an attaché case nuclear weapon. It's all Taiwan. It's inconceivable that they don't. I know they have the know-how. They're more than smart enough.
Greenland is not currently producing oil. It halted new exploration in 2021 due to climate concerns.
Listen, you look. Okay, so it's not the oil. No, you next guy. It's the lithium. It's the lithium. Okay,
Yeah.
It's the copper. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Look at the reality of the situation. Look at the way the Earth spins. Look how close it is. Look at the way what we have to do to fire back.
I just still don't understand why they're holding on. Why they care. What they have nothing to lose and everything to gain. What bad happens to them? Greenland, or like the people of Greenland, like you would only flourish economically.
Worst case scenario,
yeah,
it looks like a reservation and gets a shit ton of casinos, and the people are kept in abject fucking poverty and treated like pets of the fucking state forever.
Yeah, and I don't think that
in other words, the liberal solution would be the worst case possible.
And I think that's an unlikely scenario with only 50,000 people. I don't see casinos flourishing all over the place.
I don't know if Trump could leave that idea alone. I don't know. But again, that part doesn't exactly matter.
Only online casinos are licensed by Denmark. I know that's it. Do they even have a tourist economy there? National Geographic goes there.
I'm sure they do.
On their tour boat. I think it's funny that 40% of the people are employed by the government. That means it's just a nothing place. 5% of the GDP in 2024 was from foreign revenue.
What percent?
5%. Yeah, it's just a giant welfare state. It's just who's paying? So, pardon me?
What's the fishing industry there?
I mean, 40%, like we said, 40% of people work for the government. They're on welfare. Fundamentally, fishing industry, which accounts for the vast majority, over 90% of its exports, primarily shrimp, prawn, excuse me, halibut, alongside crucial Danish subsidies that support the territory.
Sevi, when I was a young man and worked at Hughes Aircraft Company, the Russian and Chinese fishing fleets made for regular significant trouble at the Pacific Missile Test Range. And there were flyovers and so many activities that things that would be canceled or postponed due to trawlers and and there all those too many of the fishing boats and vessels were spy ships, and we'd shadow them with Navy and jam some, schedules would be built around when's that trawler leaving for doing things, and submarine testing had to be pulled off and basically stopped. Some communication systems, things all had to go to Ponderay in Idaho, in that lake. And they would take the new Trident submarines and put them in the lake to test them because of fucking fishing boats. How much of that do we want off our coast? the answer is we should have tolerance for none of that. How far away are we from one of these giant fishing boats that also processes the fish as it catches them from actually housing 25 short-range nuclear weapons?
Alcoholism and problematic drinking are major public health crises in Greenland, linked to its colonial history.
Sound familiar?
What?
Doesn't that all sound familiar?
Yes.
Damn.
So it's a giant drinking island also. There's
casinos. That's what's missing.
Is the casinos?
Yeah, it needs casinos. And everything will be fine. Okay. It's probably already organized into tribes, and you just make their leadership rich, and everyone else lives in abject poverty.
Yeah, they got the Inuits are the indigenous people there. They make up 89% of the population.
The Dems would know exactly how to run that.
Excuse me. Good morning, Greg and Sevon. Sending a reminder that you wanted to show Greg my Jackie video. Oh, that's right. I had Kevin on the other day. He's lost 130 pounds. And he made a video, and he was talking about the journal article where you talk about Jackie is 3 rounds.
Which one, Jackie?
That's the one with the 3 stations, the rowing. I think it's the rowing, the thrusters, and the pull-ups. 1,000 meters on the row, 50 thrusters and 30 pull-ups. And then you wrote it, hey, and if you really want to get at it, make a second round. And you went down to like 500. Let me show it to you. It's this guy's a hardcore Gregista. Started his weight loss journey 4 years ago, lost 130 pounds, just CrossFitting and eating right. Nothing crazy. Where is that, Kevin? Can you send me that in a text?
Put into Google Jackie CrossFit workout. It'll pop up. Or is it a journal article?
It's a journal article. Maybe he can send me a text, and I'll just pull up the video. Thank you, Kevin. It's fun. I like watching Trump get up in front of the Davos people and tell stories. He told a Macron story, and you know Macron's in the audience, just ripping him. He tells a story about a groveling female leader in Europe. It's like did you hear that part? She was begging me not to put 30% tariffs, and it rubbed me the wrong way, so I made them 39%.
You know, there's a kind of a Archie Bunker wasn't smart, talking about All in the Family.
Yeah.
The show I watched as a kid, and I loved it, both family did. And Carol O'Connor, who played Archie, he wasn't very smart, but he was very conservative, and he was usually right. But whatever he lacked in intelligence, his ultra-liberal son-in-law was a half-wit.
Yeah, in real life, too.
As a matter of fact. Yeah. And it was funny, and we're there with Trump now. He's like Archie, and the liberals are all like Meathead. Which, geez, I mean, how do you think they got the name Meathead for Meathead?
Wow, that's well said. That is what we're watching.
Yeah. You liberals, you're all fucking Meathead, and Trump's Archie Bunker, and I'm laughing my ass off. Now I get him. Now I enjoy him. But it makes no sense without your reaction to him. Did you pull up when Meathead locked him and Archie in the freezer? on YouTube. It's fucking, it just captures that whole thing. There's my the mainstream media and Trump.
Locked in freezer.
Yeah, Meathead and Archie, locked in freezer, all in the family. YouTube, boom. It's a 30-second thing.
Put the box down. Sit down. Don't never ask me no questions like that there. The first place is dirty. Dirty. And in the second place, can you picture Edith and me flopping around in the one toe?
Where they lock the door.
Got it?
What? What'd you say?
Yeah, you get too much here. They walk in the freezer and
Yeah.
there we go. Watch.
You lower my box into the ground there, and my voice will come out of it. Don't be dirty. Don't be dirty. You won't even be listening then. You won't even be at the graveside. You'll be over in Hong Kong with your family taking a bath.
Where do you want this?
You don't know what you've done there, huh?
No, what's the matter?
Put the box down. Would you mind opening that door a crack for me there?
Sure. There's no doorknob.
Fancy that.
Oh, jeez.
How are you supposed to open the door?
Oh, with the key.
Where's the key?
Well, if you could open that door a crack there, you'd see the key sticking out of the lock on the other side of that door.
You mean we're locked in here?
I think you have grasped the situation.
Okay.
All right.
That's it.
Nails it.
Yeah, he's Trump. And the poorly departed worst parent ever, Rob Reiner. It's a tragic fucking thing. So sad. They needed to get that kid away from them a long time ago and let him be homeless somewhere, and he would be dead instead.
I don't agree. I don't agree with you, Doses. That's not how the right thinks. Can you imagine if we elected Kamala and she pulled this Greenland shit? The Dems would all be praising her, and Greg would be ripping her. That's not true at all.
That's not true. The Dems would praise her, and I would too. I go, I like that. See, here's what you probably don't understand yet, and that is the strategic imperative for not letting China and Russia develop any kind of presence there. I could write that down. I could paint that on the cabinet behind me. But if you lose sight of that, it's like you're not looking at the chessboard anymore. But you're telling me what moves should be made.
Pat, let me give you some examples of things. If the Republicans were saying defund the police, we would not be on board. If the Republicans were saying that men should be allowed on women's sports team, the Republicans would not be on board.
In fact,
it's not like that. That we're not. They're not flopping like that.
Right. I'm not a party guy. I'm a Republican because of guys like you. I was a fucking proud libertarian. I don't want to even say that anymore. Now I'm a conservative Republican. I have to defend Jews and Christians and Mormons and shit. I was an atheist libertarian. Now I'm a staunch defender of the Judeo-Christian culture and tradition. Still don't believe in God, but I see the alternatives. You see that kind of chess? You see how that works? See what that looks like when you really look at the chessboard? Instead of playing the pieces the way you wish the world worked, or putting motive ahead of strategic reality. I don't care so much why he's after Greenland. I accept the strategic vision because it's obvious. I share it. You can say it's oil, maybe it's lithium, but what I'm saying, it doesn't matter to the analysis because of the imperative strategic nature of its location and the way the Earth spins. 1,000 miles an hour at the equator. There's the Earth spin thing has a little bit of a it's kind of like shooting up the hill or down the hill. Do you want to take the position on the top of do you want to be at the top of the canyon or the bottom when the shooting starts? That rotation has that kind of, maybe not to that significance, but it matters a shit ton. Right, Sevies? Am I making sense?
Yeah, I'm just imagining, do the missiles leave the atmosphere? Is that why?
It's the reason that your trip from New York to California is
1 hour shorter?
than the other way.
I always thought that was just winds.
Could be. But if you leave the atmosphere, it's that way for sure.
This is a great question. Can we ever get to bipartisanship? We're having a huge divide on reality. We've had some fragment in what each party thinks is objective reality. We've had just a huge fragment. This death cult that is the left. We talked about this on the last show. They put a backstop up that if anything that they don't want doesn't happen, that it's the end of the world. Global warming, COVID, the downfall of democracy. Everything for them is this life and death situation, and it doesn't appear that they're willing to discuss anything. We have a lady on the Supreme Court who doesn't know the difference between a man and a woman. I don't know if it's reconcilable. I really don't. I don't know where where do you find common ground? If it's not that we're speaking different languages, we have a different perspective on objective reality. Sevi, your party went from no more foreign engagements to let's get Venezuela and now Greenland. No, that's not in context at all. Relative to all the other presidents, our engagement with and our bombings and all of those things are way, 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 way down. Boy, this whole thing with Iran is pretty wild. Being that I've been seeing that Iran for the last 6 months, I've been seeing articles that Iran, since it doesn't do official international banking, that it's become sort of this money laundering center for China, Russia, and Venezuela, and the BRIC nations. And the U.S. government can track money all over the world, but once it goes into Iran, we can't see where it's going. And it's fascinating that if Iran falls and Venezuela falls, this could be a huge problem for Russia and China.
It already is.
Yeah, how the fuck are they going to move their money around?
It's crazy. It's an amazing disruption. I think the Dems would stop oil exploration. I think they'd put Maduro back. I think they'd put the red carpet and a welcome mat out for China and Russia to do all kinds of shit in Greenland. And what else? Open the border. You got to do that. Probably it'd be nice to have some race riots. Having trouble getting those going right now.
Have you seen the way that the parties are splitting too? It's splitting on sex. white women are just like skyrocketing towards the left.
Single moms have been the been like the most democratic voting bloc. They vote more left than school teachers or blacks. Monolithic. Single moms. And those numbers are increasing.
You know something else that I saw China's doing, that in the last 13 years they've had 100,000 kids here in the United States. Then they move them back to China, and then from China, when they turn 18, they can vote because they're U.S. citizens.
Check this out. Imagine single moms aren't a problem, and neither is teenage pregnancy, because dads don't matter, and there's nothing to fear from China or Russia. It's all like teenage girl thinking. It's it's got a very feminine kind of thing.
Caller, hi.
Hey,
Hey.
what's up, Sevi? I'm a long time listener, first time caller. I had a question for Greg, if that's all right.
Please.
Depends on the question.
Okay. You guys have been talking a lot about carnivore, and I'm super interested, and I definitely, a long time CrossFitter, believe in, low carb. My question is, can you maintain a nutritional balance? Like, are you getting enough vitamins if you just do carnivore?
More than you get in a vegetable-rich environment. And Zoe Harcombe is really neat on this, but she'll just run you through all the essential micronutrients, and it's wild what's there.
Yeah, check out Zoe Harcombe for sure. And
Okay.
if there's one more person I could recommend, if you go to Dr. Tro, let me see if I can find him. He just celebrated his 10th year of being carnivore. And he did a scan on his heart. Let me see if I can find that. Oh, here it is. Let me pull it. Zoe's amazing. Zoe will give you that exact information. She's answered that question so many times, as Greg was saying. But here we go. Let me pull this up.
Obesity medicine. I work at a nationwide metabolic health practice, and we're so happy to be able to get you this. Imagine you can get a look inside your body at your heart arteries to see if there's plaque. Imagine you can get NMR lipid profile to see if you have insulin resistance. Imagine being able to get these anywhere in the country quickly, easily, without any hassles from your doctor. This is what Toward Health is offering, a nationwide program where you can get a CAC, a heart scan to look inside your body, get the advanced lipid panels that you need to understand what metabolic risks you have, review it with a metabolic doc, one of the doctors or PAs from our team, anywhere in the country for an affordable price. Super excited about this.
Oh,
I'm Dr. Trokalasian.
Sorry, that's not the right one. Somewhere he talks about he scanned his heart. It's that same image. But basically, he's been on carnivore for 10 years. He's celebrating his 10 years on carnivore. And everything's fine. Oh, here it is. Maybe this is it. Here we go.
Guys, this is Dr. Trokalasian, and I am here to share with you something that I think many people, every patient should have. I've been following a ketogenic carnivore diet for the past decade, and I wanted to make sure that my heart health was okay. And I think many patients out there are interested in finding out how their heart health is, and they go to their doctor and they ask for a coronary artery calcium scan, and they get gaslit by a doctor that they should just take a statin, they don't need a scan, they shouldn't get this test. Or maybe the patient asks for a fasting insulin level or a NMR lipid panel with subfractions on those to look at those small LDL. So what happens is you go to the doc and the doc gaslights you, says, I don't know how to order this test. I don't want to order this test. You don't need this test. So here is what a calcium scan looks like. It's looking at the heart, and I just want you to see, you know, right over here, this is the sternum, right? This is the front of my body, and this is the back of my body. And you're looking at my aorta here, and you're looking at my heart, and as we go down the body. Those two black things you see here, these are my lungs, right, on either side. And that's not what we're paying attention to. What we're paying attention to is the arteries that are coming out of this main artery here. We're looking at the coronary arteries. And you can see, you know, here's my left anterior descending artery, and you can see my left circumflex artery right over here. And you can see my right coronary artery way up here coming out of the right side of the heart, right over here, going down and feeding the heart. So these are the three arteries you're looking for in a calcium score, and you're making sure there's no calcium there. There's no plaque buildup. This is a scan that I did, and it is completely negative. And I think every single patient.
10 years carnivore. I know it doesn't answer your exact.
Keto carnivore.
Isn't that redundant?
I don't know. It makes me think he's eating something other than meat.
Anyway, I think he went on a 100-pound weight loss journey himself, and he's a great resource for talking about the nutrients also. Did you hear somewhere that you don't get the nutrients from meat that you need, the vitamins and minerals?
Well, anytime I, you know, propose doing carnivore, everyone's like, oh, well, are you going to get enough nutrients? And maybe you need, like, the question needs to be rephrased, or it needs to be thought about differently. Like how, like what does getting nutrients mean? And maybe I don't understand what that means.
There's an assumption. Well, they've watched too much TV with the Balance of Nature ads, where they're taking the magical karma out of fruit and vegetable and putting it in little pills, and you get all that wonderful karma from the fruits and vegetables. I mean, and they even in the commercials explain, everyone knows you need more fruits and vegetables in your diet. But and so we get to, like, well, what if that's just not true? And in terms of if you remove the fructose from the fruits and vegetables, and what am I chasing here? Bioflavonoids? Is that it? Antioxidants? We gonna play that game? I'm not seeing it. I don't think there's a position to be taken.
Okay, thank you.
I
have maybe one.
Let me give you another person that's I think important on this, and he lives in the shadows but is findable, and it's Bob Kaplan, Emily Kaplan, my Metfix compatriot's husband, and Bob is, I think, been not keto carnivore, but fucking carnivore. And I know that, you know, they've got what, a 13-year-old son, and I know when he was a little boy, he's got to be close to a decade, but he just the kid says, I don't like vegetables. He goes, yeah, they're trying to kill you. And so he's openly hostile to fruit and vegetable. And I think he has a Guinness World Record for weighted pull-ups too. But he's sharper than anyone that talks too much. And that includes all the podcasters. He's sharper than all of them. And he's been the brains behind a lot of them too. And a lot of what's going on at Metfix is that it gives voice to Bob Kaplan's influence and work, which is profound. I introduced him to Seafried, and Tom tells me he's the smartest student he's had in 43 years. And if I didn't understand what he meant, then they start publishing papers together on the metabolics of cancer. How's that? His latest contribution, Bob's the lead author.
Ken Walter says, if you can learn to tolerate the texture of liver and the smell of anchovies and oysters, that's every nutrient you need. Then ribeyes and sweet potatoes.
It's a nice little. I like anchovies on my pizza.
Are you trying to?
So they add in sweet potatoes.
Are you trying to be carnivore?
I mean, not currently. I'm like playing with the idea with my wife. I really want my wife to do it because she has a lot of health issues, Hashimoto's, and she's got like precancerous cells and things like that. So I'm really trying to push her towards that.
And is she pushing back?
Not so much. She's like, I'm willing to try anything for a week. And so I'm like, okay, well, if I can get her a week, maybe I can get her 2 weeks. But I feel like it takes a lot of planning to get that plan through and for her to do it properly.
Not really.
Hey, what just so you know, what's been working for me is I've been getting a lot. I don't know if she likes these things, but I've been getting a lot of sauerkraut and pickles, and then I ordered tons of natural catch tuna. And anytime I remotely have any cravings, I eat a can of tuna. It's 130 calories in a pickle, and you don't want to eat after that. And I'm very happy. And if I have to, I just eat an avocado too. And that happens at least 2 or 3 times a day, and it's like it's so easy. It's so easy.
And
so does it have to be strict carnivore or no?
My wife would claim, and there's no answer here, but it's a funny discussion that I'm glad I'm not having. But she would tell him he's not even carnivore
because I ate the pickles and the sauerkraut.
Coleslaw,
right?
Yeah. Here's her what she does. It's undercooked poached eggs in the left hand in a coffee cup, salt only, and then the right hand's got a steak in it. And off the left elbow, she's dripping yolk, and off the right elbow is blood. and there's nothing else going on. That's it. Water. That's it. And she's done this 95% of the time for the past 2 years.
And she looks absolutely unbelievable. She looks like a games athlete.
She loves it.
Yeah.
She loves it. And
I mean, the goal is to be as healthy as possible, right? Like, is that how we achieve it?
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it. She's leaner than she's ever been, and she's getting stronger and stronger and increasingly more aggressive, which for me is consistent with the best of CrossFit's adaptations. In fact, one of the things I enjoyed most about my wonderful experience as a trainer is watching my female clients climb the corporate or government ladder with a force and a drive that was nothing other than was no less, but certainly more than a reflection of what was happening to them physically. And so a girl can't climb the rope, now she can, and she rings the bell. And the faster she climbs it, the harder she rings that fucking bell. And it shows up in the boardroom. I watched Chris Mockney become the city manager of Sunnyvale or whatever it was, Santa Clara, wherever she was. It was a trip. Climb, climb, climb. You'd see these girls, you'd call them, and they'd turn around different eventually than they used to. Do you know what I mean by that, Sevi?
Yes.
Hey, Maggie. What?
Yeah.
Like, whoa. No, Maggie's starting to come across like something that would kill a cow and drink its blood.
Do you have anything to add when a lot of people push me back on hormones for women?
I think
carnivore is bad for their hormones.
Yeah, bad for their hormones?
Yeah, it sends them into an imbalance and I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like.
Curious if you have any thoughts on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maggie got pregnant, birthed a kid and breastfed a kid, and still was breastfeeding a kid, and then got pregnant again, all while being very strict carnivore and working out very hard. I mean, she is a monster.
Wants another kid and a steak and 6 eggs and a fucking coffee cup.
Yeah, and my wife has been pretty strict carnivore for many years now, and it's pretty wild.
Carnivore made Maggie quit drinking. She tried both, and I've seen the Zone and other diets do that too. A lot of people. One guy told me that it changed his relationship with alcohol when his carbs quit. But I know for a fact that we've had the discussion with the seminar training staff about having a couple shots or drinks at the bar on the road, you know, and then going up and hitting that can of Snickers bars, the tiny little Snickers bars. And that was a Nicole Carroll thing, by the way. Hi, Nicole.
Christine Young says it's not for everyone. It jacked me up. I'll never do carnivore again.
I know they jacked me up. What does that mean? In what kind of jacked up? Good jacked up? Bad jacked up?
I think your wife has to do something aggressive with her diet, by the way, if she has those issues.
I agree.
Yeah, she has to do something aggressive. And the fact that she's thinking in time frames, maybe she hasn't flipped the switch yet, but she has to do something very aggressive.
Yeah, I just fear. I think I'm in a situation where it's like we start to eliminate certain things, but it's not enough. There's always a slip back, and I think it just has to be 100%. I think if we just do carnivore, it eliminates all the carbs, because we try to eliminate sugar, or we limit it a little bit, but it's just, I don't think it's enough, and I don't think we have to either track it or we need to just full on carnivore it out.
Do you do the cooking?
No, it's a balance. It's the both of us.
Yeah, I'm in this fortunate situation where my wife is carnivore, so there's always meat just somewhere, or eggs just always around, and it's almost like you got to make that. It has to be like that. She's gonna have to really want it. But if you can get her to go a week pure carnivore, it will click. She's not going back.
I don't think that's true.
You don't?
Depends on the mindset. If she's like, I fucking hate this, I fucking hate this, I fucking hate this for 7 days, on the day 8, she'll have enough French toast to make herself sick. But I don't see her.
I don't think it's like fast. I don't know. I feel like once you make it past 2 or 3 days, you're so happy. It's just the fact that you wake up no matter how much steak you can eat, you can work out. It's being carnivore is a trip. You know how you normally wouldn't stuff yourself before you work out? You could eat 2 steaks and still go work out.
It's you're very anti-carnivore with your sauerkraut and pickle. You're doing Atkins.
Okay.
And that induction phase, I forget how long it is. Each and every fucking aspect of the diet, but it ain't a week. And people throw fits and bitch for longer than that. It'd take me that long just to figure out what we're going to do about your sodium. Do I need to have that sit with you and beg you to salt your food so you don't collapse in the bathroom in the middle of the night? Because euglycemia creates a sodium flush because of aldosterone through the kidneys in some people. And they'll go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and if they sit on the toilet, they might stand up and go in head first. I've probably seen that 6 or 7 times.
Wow.
In other words, healthy people with no history of fainting, or it's hypotension caused by sodium depletion. And in terms of effect, like, I don't have compelling sense that carnivore is better in terms of the results it's going to get than the zone. And then if you tell me the zone with only low glycemic carbohydrate, I don't think that's appreciably different than say being carnivore. But I can tell you some advantages of carnivore. And one is, if you can't do arithmetic, the zone's fucking impossible. And poached eggs in the left hand and a steak in the right hand is pretty fucking easy. That's a hard one.
I need that.
To be able to do. But what makes all of this noise in the end is your enthusiasm and willingness to do something. So all these people that are still keto, and I've been keto, and I look at my calcium heart scan, and they're out there. Great. Zone, great. Scarsdale, great. I've told this story before. I had a stepbrother didn't eat white foods. And you got to get rid of the flour and the sugar because they're white. And the milk because it's white. Well, that one, Sean, you don't need, dude. It's white. And I go, but that's not, look at me. And you're just like, Jesus Christ. It's amazing how well that worked. Flour tortillas, rice. He's got a whole list of white foods, and I can't get them to, it's all just, they're white because they're refined carbohydrate. That's what made them white.
Can you do carnivore without steak? Sabir asks.
See, it depends. Like, what are you going to call carnivores? It just becomes a matter of words.
Yeah, why can't you can just eat just fish, can't you? Be carnivore?
Yeah, he had fish last night.
You could just have fish and chicken.
Yeah.
I don't think though with
Yeah,
just fish and
that-
chicken you would get all. If I'm remembering what Zoe was saying, I think you need to eat red meat
You
to
do
get
the-
all the minerals and
the heat-
nutrients you need.
Is it? We've not been able to cure pernicious anemia in hunger-plagued portions of Africa. And this is from the World Health Organization, without introducing red meat, and a supplemental iron wasn't able to do it.
Hey, keep me posted. I'm curious how this goes. How old is your wife?
We're both 33 at this point.
Yeah, she got to get on it, man. She got to get on it.
Yeah.
I hate to be so harsh, but it's do or die. She got to get on it. It really
I appreciate it.
once you make it through, at least for me, once you make it through the first few days, it's pretty easy. I don't know if she ever fasts, but another thing you can do is she can stop eating Saturday night and then Monday morning start in on the carnivore diet, and you'll get a pretty quick body composition change. Like I just felt completely like in 3 or 4 days I was like, holy shit, I can't even believe this is me.
Yeah, a lot of people are pushing back, saying that's not a thing for women. Fasting's a male thing, and that's in her head. Like she's hearing that from people, and I'm just like, I don't know. I've heard Greg talk about fasting. I've heard you talk about fasting, so I just feel like I don't know what gender or sex has to do with it.
And I think maybe there is some truth to that. I think I responded better to fasting than my wife did, but I'm just talking about just one fast just to kickstart the whole shebang off. Everything tastes better. The best can of tuna you ever had or the best steak you ever had is after a 36-hour fast. You can't even believe it. It's like go run a marathon. Like I hated grapefruit. And then I remember one time I went on a 50-mile bike ride and I came back and there was no water and I ate a grapefruit and I hated grapefruit and it was the best. Ever since then, I've loved grapefruit. So there's some effect there like that.
Every diet, the control, self-control, the discipline required of any diet is dwarfed by the discipline required for fasting. And so fasting is a warm-up for a diet will increase compliance because any fucking meal is better than nothing after 5 days. And you're proud to eat it too. And so you love your new diet if you haven't eaten in 5 days. And it really wouldn't matter, even if it was anchovies and liver and onions, and you prior to that didn't like it. At some point, it becomes delectable. And so I think that there's an extraordinary value to fasting in flexing that muscle that is the discipline to not eat certain foods. Because if anyone thinks that not eating is not harder than eating certain foods, come hang with me. I'll pay for you. I'll put you up at the Valley Ho here and we'll run a little metabolic lab on you. And we'll not feed you for 10 days. And you give me a list of foods you don't eat and we won't feed you for 10 days, 15, 20. And we'll put them in front of you. You'll gobble them up and swear to God that this is the best food you've ever had.
Yeah, you hate liver, just fast for a few days and have some. You'll be like, man, this is sweet. Is there sugar on this? Kids are the same way, by the way. Order pizza and they're like, I don't eat with those toppings. And you're like, then don't eat. And 5 minutes later.
If you're hungry enough, you'll eat your shoes. You understand?
That's not an exaggeration.
I mean
So,
that. And you're not going to hurt yourself. It's a good thing.
Fasting is not a woman thing, says Miss Winston. You have to be really careful, or you'll end up with fucked hormones.
Yeah,
that's her take on it.
Yeah.
I stopped eating. I haven't had a nut in I don't know, 3 weeks or a month. I mean, my diet is very strict right now. And it's crazy. I went from 170 to waking up at 170 to waking up at 154, just like in 3 weeks, 16 pounds gone. It's nuts. I move all day too, though. I'm chasing kids all day and I'm working out every day. So
hormones, it'll lower your blood sugar and consequently your insulin level. And for many people, that's a living hell. I understand fucked up hormones.
And I'm not peeing in the middle of the night anymore. I went away. All right, caller. Thank you. Yeah, stay in touch. Give us a call. Give us a call next Wednesday. Let us know how it goes.
Will do. Thank you.
Okay, bye. God, you know what Haley's been making a shit ton of too is mushrooms lately. Just a pot full of mushrooms, chopping them up and soaking them in butter, salt.
I like mushrooms.
Oh, they're so good. Like the texture.
Yeah, they're fun.
Kevin Joe, give me 1 second, okay? Give me 1 second. I want to play this. I don't want to lose Greg before I play this. I did want to show this. This is Kevin Gainey, Jackie, 2004 extended. This guy lives and dies in your journal articles. Here we go.
When it comes to CrossFit, not only do I love the workouts, I love the methodology. I love reading all the old journal articles. And this article that I was reading from November 1st, 2004 from Greg Glassman, it's called The New Girls. It's when he introduced 6 new girl workouts. One of those was Jackie. Now, you probably know Jackie is 1,000-meter row, 50 thrusters with an empty bar and 30 pull-ups. In this article, not only does he say that Jackie is the reason you should buy a rower, he also recommends that you do it with a second and third round to complete the perfect workout. Second round, 500-meter row, 25 thrusters, 15 pull-ups. Third round, 250-meter row, 15 thrusters, 10 pull-ups. I think the idea is that the Jackie that we know should be like a fitness test and that this 3-round option should be the workout. So I did that today. Took me 14 minutes and 26 seconds. Holding a 2-minute pace is like 7 minutes of rowing. So holding on to a decent pace with the thrusters and keeping the pull-ups as big a sets as you can. I think it's a great workout. Highly recommend you give it a shot. And hey, read an old journal article.
Cool, right?
Yeah, it's cool.
That sat nowhere in my memory. I was like, God, I know I've seen the journal article. I don't remember you saying that about Jackie. I love it when people do stuff like that. Caller, go ahead. Oh, did you want to say something, Greg, about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's far enough away from its creation that I get to smile at my prowess in programming. It's good. It's fucking good programming.
Yeah, it's awesome. Caller,
I suffer from the same bias I did in 2004, apparently.
Loving your own programming.
Yeah, it's I referred to it was kind of the choreography of exertion. It had poetic element to it.
Choreography of exertion.
Yeah. When my gymnastics career was done, I was still hounded by my betters to help with, hey, here's what I can do, build me a routine, because I could put shit together I also like to kind of come close to the rules. So like there's a requirement and I'd have nothing superfluous. Sometimes the judge it was all there. Shit. That's a trip. That was tight.
Caller, hi.
Hey, how you guys doing, gentlemen?
Good.
It's me again.
Carnivore Joe.
Yeah. Hey, I was getting frustrated listening to that caller. You need to transition from a standard American diet, just like Greg said, slowly, be consistent, just take a little bit out at a time, and then give it a month, give it 60 days. Fruit and vegetables are definitely killing you and want to kill you. Fructose is horrible for you. Siegfried is I forgot the other person out of California where they've proven how fructose gives you fatty liver disease. And keto carnivore is probably cheese, butter.
Rick
things like
Johnson from University of Colorado Boulder.
Were you referencing Rick Johnson, Joe?
No. Oh gosh.
Well, he's done the best. He's done the best fructose research, and made the definitive link between fructose uric acid production and the unregulated production of AMP, and that he dubbed the fat switch. And he's a good dude. You've said he came out to the house, remember?
Yeah, he's been on the show too. Yep.
Yeah, he's very good. He's a very, very important thinker.
Incredible book, Fat Switch. Go ahead, Joe. Continue.
Yeah, what's the name of that book?
What's the name of that book? Fat Switch, Richard Johnson.
Johnson.
All right.
Research you can get online readily too. On uric acid.
I'll look at that.
And the cascade that produces unregulated AMP, initiated by fructose. And MSG and brewer's yeast will both do it too, which was a surprise. Have almost the same impact in terms of uric acid production and unregulated production of AMP. And so cats will starve to death on fruit, but if you put MSG on their food, they'll get fat and get diabetes. Rick Johnson.
Holy shit.
That's Rick.
Joe, how long have you been carnivore?
It's 7-8 years.
Yeah, and you're very strict.
I'm very strict, and you can get vitamin C from meat. You can get every vitamin, mineral you need. Like I go, and that rage that Maggie is getting is a real thing. I have more energy and just positive aggression, and I'm not as passive as I was when I was on, the regular diet. Like I'll turn around, just like you said, Greg. You're like, what do you want? Let's go. So I mean, it really paid off in the gym. Oh my God, with CrossFit, like I was going nowhere until I did the switch, and then it was quick. You really need. There's a lot of schools of thought where you need to transition slowly. I went immediate because I didn't have enough research or enough reading behind me. But there is a school of thought that you should do it gradually. I did it immediately, but within time, my body was like, "Thank God you figured it out, you moron."
Thank you, Joe. You're always awesome. Great to hear your voice.
Yeah, and just one quick thing, just for food for thought. Think of glucose. How all the CrossFit athletes fill themselves up with sugar. Well, glucose is demand driven, not supply driven. So if your body needs it, it will make it.
Oh, thank you. Solid.
Think about that. Talk to you.
Talk to you later. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Did Greg used to smoke cool cigarettes?
That was a brand.
Yeah, I think that was the one with the Cam. Was that the one? No, Camel was the Camel.
I've never touched a lit cigarette.
Oh wow, I don't think I knew that about you.
Never had a cup of coffee.
But you've ridden in a car with a adult smoking many a time.
Windows rolled up, standing on the hump in the back. 3 years old.
Corey, I remember the humps. Jeez. They don't have those anymore in cars. They got rid of the hump. Choreography of exertion. Damn, I know that was crazy.
I
haven't ever heard you say that.
Forever.
What you have?
Uh-huh.
I haven't been around you forever.
I tried to explain the poetic elements of a good workout, and some of like Fran is like looks like stopping by woods on a snowy evening. You know what I mean? It's just like it's so tight, and you look at it, and your first reaction is that ain't shit, but it's fucking shit. And after that, it's that moment after the first round, you go, oh fuck, this like really, really fucking sucks. But I'm almost halfway done.
This next question's hilarious. You know how like when Prince died, they found like unreleased songs in the vault. Jake Chapman wants to know. Jake Chapman wants to know if when you die, there's gonna be a whole bunch of workouts released in your vault.
I hear the dude from the Gin Blossoms that killed himself that he's got $1 billion worth of music sitting, and there's some tug of wars over it.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
My car still has that self lighter thing. What happened to the bump in the car? What was that thing? I remember the hump in the car.
Shaft, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought, but they don't need a. I mean, cars still have drive shafts. I guess they just found a different way to run it.
The angles, I don't know.
And in some cars, that thing would get so hot. Do you remember it? You couldn't even touch. Like if the carpet came off the bump in an old car, and you touch it and burn yourself as a kid.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, you couldn't go up the Grapevine without seeing cars pulled over to overheating.
Yes. Yes.
1 car in 10 couldn't make it up the hill without a calamity.
Yes.
When's the last time you heard of a car overheating?
I don't ever see cars broken down anymore anywhere.
No. You know what I have here in my beautiful town? I don't see routine traffic stops.
Oh yeah. I don't see. Yeah.
If you see cop with the lights on, someone's been run over or crashed into something, or their car won't go in there helping them get off the road.
Did you see what happened in Germany yesterday? They the German government made it so you can't use your they told Toyota you have to turn off all the auto starts on cars. They don't want people auto starting their car and warming them up before they get to them because of climate change. So they disabled that in all cars. Toyota disabled it in all Lexuses. But they did it for you so that the German government wouldn't fine you. They're looking out for you. Wild, right?
I think we need to get out of NATO and take Greenland.
Hey, do you believe this number? 16,000 people dead in Iran. That's a lot of people.
I don't know. I would believe this, that I could find all kinds of different numbers, and I don't know how I'd begin to trust one over the other.
I mean, those numbers are I mean,
what does he mean? What does orange juice for you mean? My car still has this self-lighter thing.
I think he means that thing where you push remember that thing you used to push the lighter in and then it would pop out and you'd light your cigarette?
Oh.
I think that's what he means. Yeah, it's wild. Hospitals, like supposedly reports are coming from hospitals of over 16,000 dead and 300,000 injured. I mean, that's just nuts. Deaths ranging in age from 12 to 70. I guess Iran released it. Some protesters there released a slideshow lasting for hours showing dead bodies.
I think that's all. I think it's all just I think it's just a religious festival.
Just as there's some wounded.
No, they're practicing Islam.
They're just on the wrong end of the practice.
No, it's just like it's like they're warming up for. They're doing to themselves what they do to their neighbors if they could spill it over.
It sounds like they're running out of water in Iran. It says that their reservoir. What'd you say?
That's a fact. That was a problem even before this problem. You think how much of this do you think is inspired by what Trump did to their nuclear program?
A lot. All of it.
Yes, of course.
All of it.
Of course.
All of it.
And so Pat should come on now and say, no, it's got something to do with oil or climate change or transphobia or something. No, that dealt them a horrible blow.
Ken Walters in the NCAA championships game at 1:51 left in the game. Pat McAfee Reference CrossFitters and chalk or pull up. Someone like Hiller or Dent should clip that. All right, thank you. My husband is a tanker pilot deployed right near Iran. Shit is absolutely wild over there. What's a tanker pilot? Like drives a big oil tanker?
I guess.
Or one of those planes that fills other planes mid-flight.
Yeah, which one? Air Force or Merchant Marine? Deployed sounds, I don't know. Not hip enough on the lingo. But our prayers are with you and him.
He flies the KC-135.
Yeah.
That's air, mid-flight air.
Yep.
God, that's got to be a fucking hairball job.
Did I show you the this flew overhead here?
Oh boy, this KC-135 is crazy.
And I hit up my favorite Air Force general and said, "Hey, what's that shit that just flew overhead?" And
Look how far out the engines sit on this plane, out in front of the wing.
Look, Tyler, here's a picture of your husband.
Oh wow, that's got to be Air Force One, don't you think?
It's F-22s in a KC-135 tanker.
Oh wow. Hold on.
How's that for an escort?
Yeah. Is that an escort or they're waiting in line to fuel up there at the gas station?
I don't know. I think they were. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, that's a crazy formation.
They were so close at times to the exhaust of the thing. It looked.
You took that with your iPhone?
No, I didn't get a picture because it kind of all happened quickly. But I hit up General Neubauer and said, "Dude, what just flew overhead?" And he sent me this picture, and he didn't take it, but one of his guys did, and he told me what it was.
It's cool. Hey, last night I was up kind of late, up till 11:30, and my phone sends me this alert saying that Trump's plane over the Atlantic has turned around in an emergency and is returning back to DC.
From where? I thought he was in Europe.
He left to go to Europe last night, and I guess he got out over the Atlantic and the plane had to turn around. I thought for sure the fucker had a heart attack.
He's there now, isn't he?
Yeah, the plane had an electrical issue. So it came back. Then I fell into an article of all the times the President Air Force One has had to make emergency landings with like Biden and Obama, and they were flying with the KC-135 because fighters can't fly more than an hour without fuel. So if they have to go on a long trip, they'll fly formation with a tanker and take turns refueling. Holy shit, they're like babies sucking from the tit. That's crazy. I think I read that there were planes that had to refuel 2 or 3 times mid-flight for that Iran bombing.
Yeah, and wasn't there a crew that was up 30 hours or something?
Oh, stop, Pat. And Trump had a bad case of the runs, Taco Tuesday. Probably.
Pat, you have Trump derangement syndrome. I had a mild case of it. I did.
I had a severe case of it. You know what's funny is you cured me before you cured yourself. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, I like him now. I like him now. But Pat, that's all because of you. You're why I like him. I like what he does to you guys. And I think he's really good for the country, but I like what he does to you more. I hope that doesn't make me unpatriotic.
My husband's been working plus flying 24-hour days for the past week. Oh, that means they're just buzzing over there, right?
And I know that the Abraham Lincoln or something was hurtling in that direction at full speed, and someone was saying that Trump's just lying, saying, "No, I'm not. We're not going to do anything." But when that thing pulls up, they're going to stomp ass. I hope so. I think we still have I think there's still an obligation to remove all of the tactical missiles.
U.S. Abraham Lincoln leaves the Pacific amid Iran tensions. Holy shit, that's a big boat. Wow. It left the Western Pacific. My God, that thing is crazy. Look at the hardware on that sitting on that deck.
And they were saying nothing would happen until it got there, with some pundits.
The U.S. Navy's nuclear-powered aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln and its associated carrier strike group have been redirected from the South China Sea toward the Middle East. According to the open source report, USS Abraham Lincoln is sailing alongside the destroyers Peterson and Spruance and the USS Michael Murphy. Sailors are on high alert.
Yeah, just go ahead. I've got something going on. Is the Michael Murphy? That's our Murph, huh?
Yeah. U.S. based rights group.
Do you imagine naming a workout a ship after a workout? Go ahead, send nasty comments.
24. This is the 24th day of Iran's protests, resulting in 4,500 confirmed deaths, 9,000 under review, 5,800 people seriously injured, 26,000 arrests. Well, that's a serious boat.
Trump promised he'd do something, then he said that he talked himself out of it, and I just heard person after person go, "Yeah, that's a bluff. That's bullshit." That it was his style to give mixed signals.
It's funny how the Dems are all over him now to do something, right? Have you seen all that? They're like, "Hey, he said he'd do something. He better do something now." And then CNN will ask him the same thing. I've heard the interview 5 times on CNN with 5 different. They ask them, "Well, so are you saying you agree with some sort of military action against Iran?" They're like, "Well, we don't have the intel to make that decision."
Look at the horrible position Pat's in. He has to say no matter what the guy does, it's wrong. If he does something, it's wrong. If he doesn't, it's wrong.
Right.
And so what Trump does is he does a lot of shit that, like you can't have boys playing in girls' sports. And you go, "Hey, yeah, you can." And now you wear that. Now you wear that.
You got
what that is
tiptoe away from that.
It's an interdependency is the term. It's an interdependency. You have an interdependency with Donald Trump. He gets to determine your views. Not mine. He determines your views.
Yes.
I disagree with him on all kinds of shit.
But your whole platform is just disagreeing with him.
It's an interdependency.
Buddy
Tom had that with his mom. She drove a big car. He drove a little car. She wanted him to be a Baptist, so he got into Zen Buddhism. She ate meat, so he was a vegan. Everything. He had to do everything the opposite from his mom. And then flaunt it and make sure she knew of it.
That's the USS Michael Murphy on the screen.
I'm seeing that.
The worst thing about the KC-135 is there are no parachutes or injection capabilities. So if he loses his engines, he's down and out. Boy.
I didn't know that.
Do any giant planes have ejection seats? I guess the bombers do, right?
I think so.
KC-135 crash. I wonder if any of these have ever crashed.
Sure they have.
Oh, man. Air Force KC-135 crashes immediately after takeoff. Oh, boy. This is going to be a crazy video, I think. it's just animation. Fine there. That's not immediately after takeoff. No, no good video.
Jeez, she doesn't want to watch this.
I wonder how much one of those weighs when it's fully loaded. It must be crazy. How much fuel does AC-135 carry? Carries 200,000 pounds of transferable jet fuel, 30,000 gallons. Holy shit.
I'm surprised it's not more. But what do I know?
And it can be configured to carry 83,000 pounds of cargo.
Amazing. Hey, Sebmo, I got to run, bud.
All right, love you. Thanks for hanging out.
Always hanging out.
All right, I'll talk to you later today.
All right. Hey, Pat, think of the bigger issues on the Greenland thing. And let the oil just be like, okay, that's another good reason.
All right, I like that.
Doesn't mean that the strategic part has no bearing because it looks like it's an oil thing.
Homework from Greg Glassman for you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, Greg.
Bye, bud.
Bye. All right, another great show. Another great show. Just raining great shows. So what do I need here? I need a better background, and I need my commercials brought over here. I need videos. I need my Seafried commercial, my Biomax peptides. What else do I need? Oh, what is this? Maybe, is this it? Was I supposed to show that? No. Maybe it was on there. Am I on the wrong fucking channel? Maybe I'm on the wrong channel. Oh, I think I was on the wrong channel. For fuck's sake. How does Sousa deal with me? I think I was on the wrong channel. Crazy. I haven't seen Caleb in a few days. What's today? Today's Wednesday, garbage day. All right. Friday, we have the CrossFit Games update show. I did speak with Taylor about his back. Saturday's still touch and go to be announced. I think he's supposed to defend the $1,500 from 2 weeks ago. His back got a little wonky. My wife's leaving in 5 minutes. And my mother-in-law is coming today. Big fights, UFC fights. Oh, my boys got their gray and black belt yesterday. That was pretty crazy. Good CrossFit Games update show coming for you. I was watching video Matt Fraser put out the other day. He looks absolutely marvelous. He was talking about how he's looks really good, actually. The best I've seen him look in a long time. And he's talking about moving to Austin. Sounds like he has no friends in Vermont, and his cohort of comrades. But there's a lot of them in Austin, so he's going to go to Austin and check it out and see if it's a good place to move. He's got 2 kids now. And it was cool seeing him, but there was something a little sad about it. I can't put my exact finger on it, but it was kind of sad. I was just thinking about what it's like for him. It's almost like, you know, when you hear about people who like don't get along with their parents. and just his relationship with CrossFit. And I was just thinking, I wonder if it could ever be repaired. Like, you know, some people just have this profile or this archetype where they need an enemy in their life, or they have a disposition. You know, he talked about how a lot of his success was attributed to having a narrative of the narratives he would build in his head of having enemies or nemesises. And it's just sad that somewhere that he gave so much to, and something that gave him so much, that it's kind of like not being friends with the girl you lost your virginity to. I mean, that would or the boy you lost your virginity to. I don't know. There's just something. Maybe it's just life. I don't know. There was just something a little as I watched it. It was a little melancholy. Maybe I was just projecting, or maybe I was doing some sort of false empathy. But I was just thinking for him, like, what a weird. What a kind of a weird situation for him. He's wealthy. He was the fittest man alive. 5 years in a row, incredible achievements, and yet, it doesn't seem like CrossFit's his home. I don't know, like almost like he seems like a nomad. Yeah, I suspect Matt's wealthy. And even the filming of it was a little sad because, we know Matt used to work out alone, and now he's in this in his parents' basement in these austere conditions. I don't know if austere is the right word, but in these really minimalist conditions with low ceilings. And now he's in this big, beautiful gym, and yet he's still all alone. I mean, he's in a gym that looks like 200 people could work out simultaneously. It's like he has his own Globo gym. Maybe I'm just projecting. Maybe he's happy as a clam. But there was just something I feel like wealthy means you don't have to work. You think he's there? Yeah. I think Matt's plans were always to be very frugal with his money. It sounds like he's going to get married too. Him and Sammy have 2 kids. It sounds like they're getting ready to tie the knot. He's introverted. He seems like a homebody type. He's in his new video. He's very well spoken. He doesn't seem like an introvert. He's engaging very, very casually and very relaxed. I mean, he seems good. I suspect that most, if not all, of his relationships are transactional, which has got to be. If you don't know that and you're living in that life, that is a very trippy life. If everyone you're surrounded by, your relationship is transactional, that's he seems to be enjoying his kids. He definitely seems engaged in his fitness. He looked absolutely amazing. He looked lean and big, and he looked strong. And sometimes he presents really tired, like just like stressed and mentally exhausted. Didn't have any, wasn't wearing any of that. Do you think he feels that CrossFit owes him something? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the. I don't know if it's more personal relationships that he had issues with, or big picture. It's kind of like just a blur to me. But for sure, seems disconnected. Almost like almost like a refugee who lost his country. You know what I mean? And now he's in a foreign land. It was just sad. It was something about it made me a little sad. All right. I met both of them at Rogue. Rich felt in charge. Matt felt on charge. Very interesting from the base show. Matt fell victim to what many in the space do. Khalil Marquez, Mesa, etc. They care too much what people think about them. Yeah, I was talking with Avi about that the other day. Yeah, like an expat. Anyway. Yeah, it makes me want, you know, you would think for the 20th anniversary, there could be some sort of spectacle where I mean, obviously the company doesn't have the money for these types of things, but all the athletes former champions could come out and march on the field. I just don't think we're there. Even at the games, Rich looked like he was enjoying his fans. Matt looked like he was obligated to be there. Yeah, and I don't know if I hold that. Maybe he just feels anxious because he just doesn't feel at home. Like he doesn't. You know, I don't know if you've ever when you live in a small town. Let's say you lived in a small town. I lived in a small college town for 10 years, and I remember there were people who absolutely loved it, and there were people who hated it. And one time, someone said to me, hey, do you know the people who hate, and it was a beautiful town. It was on the beach every day, like, 11 months of the year were beach days. Life was easy there, slow. And usually everyone at some point loved it, but there were a group of people who would eventually hate it and couldn't wait to leave Isla Vista, California. And someone said to me, you know why they end up hating it here? And I go, no, why? And they go, it's because what they made of it. What they made of it. And so I think that there probably is that some sort of that responsibility that probably falls on Matt. It's what he made of it. Fraser doesn't care what people think. That's a bad take. He doesn't give a fuck about anyone but himself, and that's why he is where he is. Well, that's interesting take, Pat. And I think I agree with you. If your mental illness is and hardship and mental hardship is the manifestation of just self-obsession. I would argue that Matt doesn't feel worthy anymore and is trying to find his new value. He's got kids, though, man. Once you have kids, you have all the value you need, right? You know what you got to do. Matt used CrossFit as a means to an end, plain and simple, but I think he regrets now, after the dust has settled now, that he doesn't have true connection to the community. Maybe. Maybe that's the sad part. Maybe I don't know if he realizes that, but maybe that's what I was just projecting onto him. Have you seen Hiller's new post? No, but I'd love to. You can't go wrong with Hiller. Andrew Hiller. Oh, I've made the podcast clip has made the here we go.
I'm not quite sure what to do with this.
Good morning, Greg and Sevon. Sending a reminder that you wanted to show Greg my Jackie video. Oh, that's right. I had Kevin on the other day. He's lost 130 pounds. And he made a video and he was talking about the journal article where he talked about Jackie as 3 rounds.
Which one's Jackie?
Which one's Jackie? Which one's Jackie? What do you mean, which one's Jackie? What's next? Which one's Helen? Which one's Fran? Which one's Grace? Which one's Isabel? Is nothing sacred anymore? Think about what this means in relation to literally everything, because I figured it was all important. I'm the squat guy. I mean, hell, a good example would have been what happened with Brooke Wells and her burpees last year. Imagine dropping a comment on a stream such as this one with Sevon and Greg, the founder, the creator of everything that we know and hold dear to us. And he's like, oh yeah, which one's the burpee? Are you supposed to clap over your head? Are you supposed to touch your chest to the floor? Which one's Jackie? Which one's the burpee? Which one's the push press? Which one's the wall walk? Oh, that one that they made in 2021 and now everyone just keeps on doing them. That one's the wall walk. How low are you supposed to squat? Did it ever even matter at all?
What year was Jackie? I bet you Jackie's 22 years old. What journal? I wonder what journal article that is. That's good. God, that is funny. I don't think it's a good comparison. I don't think it's a good comparison to what's the burpee and what's Jackie. I think I'll die. I think I'll die knowing what a burpee is. I used to do Helen all the time and Nate, and I couldn't tell you. Those were like two workouts I really liked, and I couldn't tell you for the life of me what they are now. I relate to Greg in this moment. Sometimes we be forgetting. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Oh, still not as bad as calling it the Murph. Are you? Oh, Suze, I love the Murph. I love the Murph. Greg's got 200 mil on the brain, not Jackie. Jackie, baby, don't worry, didn't mean it. It's good. Oh man, the hate. He's really curated some of the haters. Yeah, what's crazy is I read the article numerous times and missed the second and third round part. I know. That's what I was thinking too. I've seen that journal article fucking a dozen times. And I missed the second and third round part too. I don't even remember that in the slightest. He's truly one of the geniuses of our time. We are so it's crazy. And I'm embarrassed to say this, but like I take him for granted. And then since I've started doing this show, you guys have reminded me just how fucking brilliant he is. This is a reach by Hiller or just comedy. Greg speaks very articulately on things CrossFit nutrition. So what he forgot, Jackie. Yeah, I'm guessing. And you have to also remember Hiller is very what's the word I'm looking for? Yes, focused isn't the right word. I don't know what the right word is. Not myopic. Anyway, the important part is that now we all know. That's sort of that's my takeaway. It's always good to be on Hiller's Instagram. It's Hiller's job to jump on that. Mission accomplished, as we're talking about it 30 minutes later. Oh, autistic, focused, myopic, autistic, sarcastic, black and white. All right. Go out there and do a fool, Jackie. That should be the outcome. Oh boy. Oh boy. The money pit that's Noble continues to fucking circle the bowl. Noble's Mike Rapole tells Front Office Sports, the company he co-owns with Tom Brady, has close to 50 million funding, and now values the company at 1 billion. Yeah, right. Oh boy. Stay away from Noble. Jake Chapman from the Base Show. I'm so glad Greg named the most miserable workout Cotton. There you go. Even I know that one. 150 wall balls. Is that what that one is? All right, guys. I will see you later. Have a great day. Love you guys. Bye-bye.